Hey everybody, I'm here in Virginia Beach and I'm going to be doing a painting of the pier. It's windy, but it's nice. It's a beautiful day and I'm going to be doing the pier. I've got my time lapse right over here and here is my gear. I'm looking forward to getting a good painting. I'm doing a 12 by 24 painting and so yeah, it should be fun. I'm looking forward to this. Do a nice beach day, so let's get to it. All right, so I had to scrap the audio because even with the windscreen, the water crashing was just really distracting. So, um, just to get that out of the way, why I'm doing this voiceover. So, as you can see here, I plotted in with yellow ochre and outline, got my outline, and basically just brushing in things. I'm going to try and remember my comments as I was making this. The For some reason, I think just the atmosphere and painting just really made it hard to get things done. And just like to cover this canvas is a 12 by 24, and I had a struggle. And on top of that, my main focus was moving. They basically were tearing down the umbrella, and then they would put it back up. And it was just like, is it in there? Is it not in there? Should I focus on something else? What's going on? And then the fact that I've had to deal with plantar fasciitis, and so I've had to. I don't like sitting down painting, and I want to be able to stand up and walk away. And I think that was on my mind. So there's a lot of distraction. Now, uh, the family, which is kind of funny, that my daughter noticed this, was they were trying to the family with the umbrella. They were trying to see if I was painting them, or I don't know, they saw the recording gear and they just kind of like, I guess, left me alone. I mean, hey, it's a public beach. We're out there. Uh, no one's going to be able to identify who you are from my paintings. You're just, figurative subjects. I don't know what the big deal is. I'm not that good of a likeness from that distance. So they decided to come back, and they had a weird blue umbrella. And I think for the sake of sanity, I just kept it that way. Although it would be the major thing that I would go back and change in the studio. And just trying to block things in and trying to get atmosphere. I found this just a lot of I was trying to enjoy the day. It was a beautiful day, but at the same time, things just weren't happening in this painting for me, going according to plan. Um, and I don't. I wish I could say that every painting outside is enjoyable. It's not. At least not till you get to that point where you feel like, okay, I've got everything. Everything is falling into place. When things are not falling into place, it can be very stressful. And I can tell you, my mental state right now, it's things are falling apart. This is not going together well. And of course, the constant light change is always challenging. I mean, it's a given. Um, I felt like I had a good composition, and I was really trying just to stick to that, and then just try to add, actors, if you will, the supporting actors of the lighthouse. I mean, not the lighthouse. I'm sorry, the lifeguard, and put her in there, and put other things in there that I wanted to, because nobody's staying still here. Nobody. The only thing that's staying still is the pier, but the light is changing, the water's changing, and the water's creeping up. I feel pretty confident that, I've planted myself right at the edge of high tide. But there are times where the high tide can creep higher. And if I've misjudged that, then I'm going to have to move. And that's a big distraction. Um, so I'm just trying to get the feel of everything. And one of the things that I like about what I try, I wouldn't say I like, I want to achieve in my paintings is that it has that fresh look. It doesn't feel forced. And that's always in my mind of, like, trying to be accurate, but not feel forced. And you can see I'm starting to use the brayer there to destroy a little bit. And I really like that build, destroy, build, destroy. I probably should get a little bit more confident in that and then using it and sticking with it and maybe not fleshing out so much, or just get more paint and then destroy more and then pick away the parts. I feel like it's a great way for me when I use the brayer. It's a great way to destroy areas that are too detailed and then focus back in on what I want the viewer to look at. So that's one of the biggest tools I like from my brayer is to destroy content that I want it to be I can't even talk today. Impressionistic. You think you see something there, let your imagination fill it out, even if it means I've rendered something really good and I've destroyed it, and then I'm picking out things, um, and then trying to add figures. And this is where the years of doing gestures at the Norfolk Drawing Group has really helped out. If you have not joined a figure drawing group and there's one in your area, I highly, highly, highly recommend that you go do that. It will help your plein air painting. It will help your painting in general, especially if you like to add people. I always like to add people into my paintings. It just gives it a sense of time, especially now more than ever. Uh, Especially when I'm doing these bigger paintings and I have more ambitions of doing bigger paintings, plein air, and just to give it a sense of time and space, putting a person in there kind of makes it relatable, a little bit cinematic, maybe, I guess. Um, and so now I'm just trying to rework things and add a little bit more backdrop to the pier. You can see that light change, and I think that I'm trying to carve that umbrella out. And I know the color is wrong, but right now I have to focus on getting that painting done. And this is where I feel like, when you're doing a plein air painting and it's not in the competition mode and by competition I mean like a 2 hour quick draw, you know, you can go back and fix the things you need to, because after all, it is a painting, and I mean, it still doesn't take away from being plein air, but as long as you're changing minor things, I think it's relative. There's a big argument about that. I'm not going to get into it. Um, some people say, you must do a plein air painting within 2 hours. After that, it's a different painting. Whatever. Um, I'm just here to do paintings and do my thing and record the process so you can see, hopefully, some of the shortcuts that I use or my methods will help you, and or maybe encourage you to get out there and paint and give it a shot. I have fun. At the end of the day, I'm really happy, even if I end up with a crap painting. However, it is stressful, and it's totally stress I put on myself. Nobody else is putting stress on me. It's just me wanting to improve and do better. So I do fret, but I'm really happy with the way that this is coming out for the most part. But I know that color of the umbrella is not what I want. And in a few moments, I'll show you the final, and you can take a look and see. Did I think my family agrees, but they're really the authority on this. They know a good painting when they see it. I've trained them well. But yeah, I had a lot of fun, and I wish I could have painted more that day. And yeah, there we go. So let's stop here and let me bring in here the final. So here is the final painting. I'm really happy with it overall. And the decision to change it in the studio to a red umbrella really made the whole composition pop, brought the focus. I think this is one thing that, had I been able to stand and really step back and forth and felt a little bit more comfortable, I'm not having to dealing with plantar fasciitis and being glued to the chair, I probably would have seen this and felt more comfortable. Um, Hindsight's always 2020, but I really like this painting. I thought that there were some really good things that I liked, particularly, which this is just me being me. I really like the construction of the pier. I think it's accurate. And I really, for me, that's the near and dear thing. And it's such a great prop for a scene like this. It had been just like a regular beach scene, I probably would have zoomed in closer to the family, but with this pier. It's always been a great landmark to put in. And the other things is just, you know, the insinuation of figures without overdoing it. Yeah, I probably could have done a little bit better here and there, but you know, I wanted to keep this as original to the on-site painting as possible. So the real main difference is, just to kind of recap with you guys, what I did change in the studio was the umbrella. That was the main thing. I probably added a little bit more orange to the clouds, and then I added 2 seagulls. That's really it. There's, um, like I said, there's the debate on how much to do in the studio versus plein air. And when you call it plein air, I'm personally the 95% of it is done on location. But it doesn't mean that you can't like start at plein air and then finish it up later, especially if you get half done. I mean, look, let's be honest here. Lightning is gonna make me quit. If I am not going to be a human shish kebab on a stick next to my easel, no way. Lightning and wind as well. Any severe weather, I don't believe in toughing it out to dangerous weather, especially on a beach. That's the last thing. Luckily, it didn't rain. Not like today while I'm editing this. Actually, I had to stop because it was hitting my windows and door so loud that it was, the audio quality wouldn't have been as good. So, all right. I hope you enjoyed this session and my crazy ramblings. If you'd like to see more, just subscribe, check out my website. Really, that's the best place to check out all my new work. We all know in this day and age, everything is fractured. Sign up for my newsletter. It comes out every Friday, and I put out my latest work, my ramblings. You can scroll through and just look at the pretty pictures, you know, that's fine too. But you'll see my latest work and what's available. And if you'd like to ask a question, I do respond to all my comments. So just fire away in the comments and I will be sure to get back to you. And just one more thing, if you would think it's a good idea for me to collect all my comments and then maybe do like a recording where I go through them all, so maybe that I catch everybody with these and maybe some, you know, things get discovered, then yeah, let me know in the comments. So that's all I've got for you. Bye-bye.